And then on Sunday, the quarterfinals conclude with the all-G matchup. Gen.G taking on G2. We have Jankos and Klid in the jungle. And what about that mid lane matchup, or pardon me, the AD carry matchup between Perks and Ruler? That's a good one.
It is a good one. And for Gen.G, they're a team that I have not been super impressed by Klid. I think Klid's had some of the worst games of a top-tier jungler at the event. I think for Gen.G, a lot of their games do fall back onto the tried-and-true ruler carry. Even in a jungle-focused meta, a lot of their games do come down to – you see a lot of their games come down to 35, 40-minute kind of like standstills, and it's really Ruler on 6 items carrying the load. When Ruler plays well, they win. They went 5-0 when Ruler actually played well. In the one game that Ruler was stomped down early and he was – devoid of any advantages, and they kind of took him out of the game in the laning phase, Gen.G lost to Fnatic. And props to Fnatic for finding that weakness, getting self-made ahead, and just kind of shutting down the bot lane, because that is the win condition of Gen.G. So for G2, can they do the same? If G2 can neutralize Ruler and they can keep him, I don't think they have to dominate him, similarly to how Fnatic did in the game they won. I don't think they have to kill him twice in lane in the first 10 minutes. I don't think they have to kind of exploit life picking. I think he picked Ignite, Exhaust, and he didn't pick the Flash and Recon, which kind of just tilted the bottom lane to Fnatic's favor in that game. I don't think they need that huge advantage in the early game, but I do think they need to neutralize him, which means keep him in check. Do not let him get early kills. Do not let him be a focal point. Try to keep him at a standstill and a standby and win through your power points, which is Jankos, which is Wonder, which is Caps in the mid lane. I think those positions, they have advantages. And I think the top win of Rascal and Wonder is a lot closer than people would give it. I think Rascal has been the most underrated player at Worlds so far. I think he's getting a lot more attention now, but if you just look at his stats, he has a plus 10 CS differential at 10 minutes. He's doing wonderfully. He might arguably be the best player outside of Ruler on Gen.G currently. But I do think G2 does have the advantages with the jungle mid tandem of Jankos and Caps versus Klid and BDD. BDD's had a solid tournament. Klid has left a lot more to be desired in a jungle-focused meta. You want to see a lot from your jungler, and I don't think Jankos has been blowing the world away. I think G2 overall has been quite sloppy in their group games. I think they can look at their games and be not so proud of them. I think G2 has a lot more to give. I do think G2 should be favored in this matchup, even though they come in as the second seed. I think Gen.G should have lost some games that they won, especially that TSM game. They should have lost to TSM on their airport buff, but sometimes a 5-man sleep isn't good enough. So sad to say, but I think Gen.G, if Klid doesn't up his game by a lot, and if G2 realizes that Ruler is the win condition of Gen.G and does not let these games get to the 30-35 minute mark where it's a close game, then I think G2 wins. But if they do let Gen.G get to the 30-minute mark, or if Perks and Mickey X just lose lane, or if they give up free kills in the bottom lane to Ruler, Gen.G can storm away this series, because Gen.G is a very good team. They're very fundamentally strong. They know their win condition, and that's Ruler. So you look at the bottom lane, you can see if Ruler is effective. If he's not effective and he's kind of just left to his own devices and everything else on the map goes G2's way, G2 should win this series 3-2, 3-1. But if Ruler does have a say in the series, if he does play at the level he thinks he can, and he can really control the series through the bottom lane, Gen.G should win. I think Ruler is the X Factor player here. Everyone knows it. I think both sides know that Ruler is, at his peak, probably the best player he is a former world champion. He's a former world champion MVP. So I'm really excited to see how G2 can kind of maneuver around the Ruler win condition, because Ruler has been in form this tournament, but when he is kind of taken off his form, when he's kind of pushed around, when he's not given his full, when he's not given his full time to kind of ramp up, that's when Gen.G finds themselves in trouble. But when he does get to that late game, he's more often than not going to win. So G2 can't afford these sloppy games. If they have a game like they had in Suning, where you have that 35, 40-minute classic versus Suning, where it's back and forth, mechanical, the Lee Sin kicks and the dragon fights, that's a game where Gen.G just wins. Because I don't think that I would always put my money on Ruler in those like 35, 40-minute games. So G2 has to win decisively in the mid game, and if they can do that, they should be able to get through Gen.G.